So when I heard about Bottom of the Barrel, I thought, oh my God, I have like the best story. Because this story, it's the worst thing you could do to your best friend. It's changing the trajectory of her life because you've done her wrong. And I thought, well, damn, that's a good one, because that's like, I really felt like I was at the bottom of the barrel when I did that, so I'm gonna tell this story. One night, back when I was a freshman in high school, and it was a school night, and me and one of my really, really good friends, actually she was my best friend, and another friend, start carousing around our neighborhood. And you know, our neighborhood was going through like a transition, and they put in a Kmart. So we're like, oh man, let's go over to the Kmart and, you know, like walk around and, you know, get in a little trouble if we can, because we would go out at night, we'd look for a little bit of trouble. We were young and we went to Catholic high school, and whenever we went out, we always felt like, oh my God, come on, let's do something, let's have a little bit of fun. So we go to Kmart, and we're walking around, and back then, you had to have in your wardrobe white, shiny Bobo sneakers. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I mean, remember with the leg warmers? I mean, the whiter the better you looked. They had to be white Bobo sneakers. They were like, so Kmart had them. So we're walking around Kmart, and I notice, I'm like, Mary, my best friend, I'm like, your sneakers are a little dirty. I think, let's go do a little switch. So we go into the aisle. No, we walk in together. It's me and my friend, my best friend since second grade. I love her. She was like a sister. She stayed at my house every weekend. She knows my family inside and out. And then this other girl, Kathy. So we go to the aisle where the shoes are. We're standing around, and on one end, and my one friend's on the other, and my best friend switches her shoes. She takes her dirty white Bobo sneakers off, and she puts brand new white, very clean, beautiful Bobo sneakers on. So then we start walking to the door, and we get snagged by the security guards, which was really, I was like, oh my God, no, there's no way, I can't go through this. I'm not gonna be able to make this. So they pull the three of us back to the security room where there's cameras, because they have the cameras and they were watching everything. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. Why are we here? What are you doing? She goes, well, we watched you girls in that aisle. And I said, whoa, I don't even know her. I don't even know who she is. She's like, wait a second. He goes, I saw you in the camera come in together. Look, the three of you are walking in together, and look, that camera, you're in the aisle and you're talking. I said, I was talking to myself. I don't know her. I talk to myself all the time. I wasn't talking to her. I don't know her. So the security guard looks at my friend and says, well, she goes, I don't know her. I never saw her before in my life. I got the hell out of there. I ran as fast as I could. They said, you could go. I said, I'm out. No, really, bottom of the barrel, guys. I mean, that was not even the end of the story yet. So I run home because it's a school night, and I have to be up to catch the bus to K&A to go to Little Flower. I mean, it was late. I had to get home. So I get home, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm late. I get a little bit of trouble, but no grounding or anything, and I go to bed, and I have a phone in my room. Because it just so happens that I have 5 sisters sleeping in a back room, and my dad was like, we're putting a phone in there because they're always in the room. So we were a little fancy. I had a phone in my room. There was a phone in the parlor and a phone in the bedroom, in our bedroom, the girls' bedroom. So I take it off the hook because I don't want her parents calling the house saying, where's Mary? It's late, it's a school night. Where the hell is she? I was like, I can't deal with this. I'm just going to take the phone off the hook. No one's going to know. I just got to get through the night. I can't handle this. I'm like dying. So what do you know? My brother Vince gets locked out of the house. And he's got to walk 3 blocks to the corner bar to use the payphone. And he's been calling the house all night to get in. So what he winds up doing is he breaks through the front window and wakes my dad up. And my dad gets up early because he has a job he has to be in at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he busts through the window, and my dad runs down. There's a big chaos, all this fighting. And my brother Vince runs up because the phone in the parlor was down. He comes in the bedroom and slams it down. I'm like, oh my God. Get out, I gotta, because I'm thinking, is he gonna call right this second? He's gonna call right this second, I know. Like, I'm just laying in bed like, oh, he's such an asshole. So they go back to bed and I put the phone back off the hook. So I was like, even though it was like 2 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, thank God, he didn't call, parents didn't call. It was, so then the morning comes and I get my uniform on and I go to K&A and I catch my bus. And I'm on the bus and I'm like, oh my God, wait a second. And I'm looking out the window and I'm like, oh my God, is that Mir coming? I see this big puffy white jacket and that's just she wears that. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's running to the bus and I'm like, oh my God, does she have on the white, clean Bobo sneakers too? Did she go to friggin' jail and they gave her the shoes? I think that fucking happened. But actually, then I was like, no, I was hallucinating a little bit. She didn't have them on. She had her saddle shoes on. So she gets on the bus and I'm like, oh my God, do you believe that? She's the last one on and I'm like trying to squeeze over to her and I'm like, oh my God, how crazy was last night? Was that fucking nuts? That was crazy. That went to another level. You should watch. And she's like, yeah, it was pretty bad. They booked me. I had to go to jail and I have to do all this community service and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. That's good. You're gonna be fine. And then she's like, my dad, I wasn't able to call my dad until like after midnight, and he was trying to call you, and your line was off the hook. And I was like, oh yeah, all kinds of crazy shit happened in my house. Someone left the phone. I don't know who the hell left the phone off the hook, and Vince broke the window, and it was chaos. I didn't get any sleep last night. She goes, I was in the box last night, all night till 4, which is the shoe. I was in the shoe last night till 4. I said, all right, you had a bad night. We both had bad nights. You didn't just have, I had bad nights too. Both had bad nights. You were in the shoe. It was stressful. We were both very stressed. So everything is cool. She's like, I'm like, are we good? She's like, yeah, we're good. Everything's good. So wait, we stay friends. We get married 6 months apart. We have kids at the same time. And then her partner finds another partner, and then they all move to San Francisco as one big happy family. So that's so then I don't see her again. But I'm out in LA, my sister lives out in LA, and I'm like, and she's in San Francisco, and I said, hey, I call her up, I said, hey, why don't you come down and meet? It's my other sister's birthday. You know my family, I haven't seen you in like 15 years, come down, I miss you, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm gonna make it down there. So when in LA, my sister has this brunch in her backyard, and there's like a healer and a seer and all kinds of people that psychics. So there's like 12 of us and these 2 women walking around us, observing us while we're having lunch. And Mir's there too. So I'm sorry about that. Something was on my lip. I apologize. I don't know what that was. I think it was a piece of gum. But anyway, so we're at this lunch in my sister's backyard, and these healers are walking around and observing us. And then she says, "Everyone get in a circle." So we all get in a circle, and they're like, she's going. The healers are going to everyone individually, and they're like, "Oh my God, people are fainting, and it's like getting really wild." And then she goes to my friend. She goes, "Oh my God, you have such tragedy. Lay down on the grass. You need to lay down." So my friend lays down on the grass, and she's like, everybody put your hands all over her body and try and heal all the pain that she has inside her. And I'm like, she goes, and you hold her heart. I'm like, oh, of course I have to hold her heart. And I have to hold the back of her head. And she's got like 24 hands pushing down, and we're kneeling, and we're chanting, and we're praying, and we're sweating, because it's August, and it's 90 degrees in LA, and we're sweating. And it was like, we were like, ugh. So we're healing her, and then the women were like, okay, you can stand up now. How are she's like, that I really needed that. That was great. And then she looks at me, she goes, I forgive you. And I said, I'm so sorry. That's it.